Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Okay, let's dive right into this, because today we're looking at what is basically an absolute gladiator arena. I'm talking about the brutal, totally unforgiving reality of Group I at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. If you love high-stakes competition, you are definitely in the right place. We're going to visually break down exactly why this specific group has experts around the world in a state of shock, and why actually making it out alive might be the worst thing that could happen to these teams.
Here is the visual roadmap we're taking today to keep things super easy to digest. We'll define the 2026 group of death, look at France, the heavyweight favorites, then cover their massive challengers, Norway and Senegal. After that, we'll explore Iraq as the fearless wildcard, and wrap up with our predictions and the curse.
All right, Section 1, the 2026 group of death, and exactly why Group I is just brutal. So to really grasp the scale of this, we got to start with the number 48. This tournament features a massive 48 teams. And, with a field that huge, the sheer odds of the grouping we're about to look at are just staggering. Usually the top-tier talent is pretty spread out. Right, so those 48 teams, they're carved up into 12 different groups. And in almost every single one of those 12 groups, you've got a really predictable pattern. There's usually one clear heavyweight favorite, and then three other teams kind of just fighting for the scraps to grab second place. It's normally pretty straightforward. But then we get to this. Out of all 12, there is exactly one group, Group I, where that predictable pattern completely shatters. Experts are saying this is literally the only group in the entire tournament where you genuinely, honestly cannot predict the outcome. No way. And that brings us to the term you're going to hear a lot, the group of death. Now, for the casual fans out there, a group of death isn't just, a tough group. By definition, it features three legitimate powerhouse teams. We're talking three squads that could realistically make it all the way to the semifinals. And crucially, they could all beat each other on any given day. There are absolutely zero easy points up for grabs here. Moving on to Section 2, France, the heavyweight favorites, the elite squad. Now, what's really interesting here is that France arguably boasts the most talented squad on the entire planet right now. I mean, their attack is just terrifying. You've got Kylian Mbappe, literally the most expensive player in football history. Then throw in Antoine Griezmann and Ousmane Dembélé. Keep in mind, these guys have reached the last two World Cup finals. They're the favorites to win the whole 2026 tournament. But in Group I, being the favorite means pretty much nothing, because their margin for error just dropped to absolute zero. Which brings us to Section 3, Norway and Senegal, the challengers, the goal machine, and the physical powerhouse. So these are the two massive roadblocks standing right in France's way. And let me tell you, Norway isn't just here to, make up the numbers. They genuinely believe they can top this group. And the main reason why? One name, Erling Haaland. The guy is a machine. He's the most prolific striker on earth, the top scorer in all of European qualifying. And right behind him, pulling the strings, is Martin Odegaard, Arsenal's captain and an absolute creative mastermind in the midfield. Just think about this for a second. Mbappe on one side, Haaland on the other. The sheer magnitude of a matchup like this happening so early in a tournament is, well, it's unprecedented. This is the exact kind of clash you'd expect to see in a World Cup final, right? Not the opening group stage. The whole world is going to be watching when these two step onto the pitch. And hey, if Norway wasn't enough of a headache, let's talk about Senegal, easily Africa's most dangerous team. Their entire roster is basically cherry-picked from Europe's top leagues. They are incredibly fast, physically imposing, and just so technically gifted. Plus, they're battle-hardened from the recent Africa Cup of Nations. Honestly, if Senegal beats France or Norway here, it wouldn't surprise anyone. They play with this overwhelming intensity that's just wild to watch. All right, on to Section 4, Iraq, the fearless wildcard, the underdog. So the crucial point here is Iraq's massive return. This is their first World Cup appearance in 40 years, since 1986. Now, sure, on paper, they are the weakest team in the group. But you know what? In tournament football, there is absolutely nothing more dangerous than a squad playing with absolutely nothing to lose. All the pressure is completely on those other three nations. And there's another layer to this, a geopolitical reality we really have to acknowledge. Iraq will be playing their group stage games against the United States, who are the co-hosts. Historically speaking, the political tension between these two nations is heavily documented. And factually, that dynamic adds this extraordinary emotional charge to the Iraqi team. They aren't just out there playing a regular game. They're on a massive global stage, playing with real fire. They are definitely not going to just roll over for anybody. Finally, Section 5, Predictions and the Curse. Who survives Group I? So, what does this all mean? How does this actually shake out? Well, for first place, we're predicting France. Even on a bad day, their overall quality is just kind of too high to fail. Now, second place, that is a total coin flip between Norway and Senegal. But we're guessing Norway edges it out, maybe by just one single goal, or, a moment of Haaland magic. That puts Senegal in third, though they'll likely advance as one of the best third-place qualifiers because they'll definitely rack up points. And fourth place goes to Iraq, who will exit the tournament, but absolutely with their heads held high after a fierce fight. But here's the catch. As the old saying goes, even if you survive this group, you come out battered, tired, and having already faced world-class opposition. This is that hidden strategic disadvantage I hinted at earlier. Whichever team actually wins Group I is going to march into the round of 16 completely exhausted. They'll be going up against teams from much easier groups who basically cruise through their games without breaking a sweat. That physical and mental toll, yeah, that is the very real curse of the group of death. So I turn the question over to you guys. Looking at these three heavyweights, France, Norway, or Senegal, who do you actually think tops the group of death and survives the curse? Drop your predictions down in the comments right now. I'd seriously love to read what you think. And hey, if you enjoyed this explainer and our visual breakdown of these matchups, make sure to like and subscribe for our weekly coverage. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll catch you in the next one.